Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Gen Z Accountant and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with the Gen Z Accountant. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing about two topics that typically don't get put into one, being a rapper or artist, such as a singer, R&B, and accounting. I have never seen someone specifically talking to rappers and someone specifically talking to artists when it comes to accounting, taxes, financial management, none of that. Yet, these are the people who we see on a daily basis have money because they have nice things in life. Such as not nice, I'm going to say nice things, like nice materialistic things. They always got on the nicest clothes. They always got on nice cars, nice homes, going on trips. They spending a lot of money. So they obviously making some money. So someone needs to talk to them when it comes to finances, and that someone is going to be me. So in today's episode, we're just going to talk about specifically how the rapper Lil Baby spoke on his experience when it comes to finances, taxes, accounting, and being a rapper. About 7 months ago, rapper Lil Yachty has a podcast called A Safe Place Podcast, and he had on there the rapper Lil Baby. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know him. He had him on there just talking about his life and just opening up a little bit more. And a specific time in the podcast or the interview, they talk about finances and accounting. So I'm going to insert the clip right now so y'all can take a look at what Lil Baby had to say when it came to him being a rapper and having to take care of taxes and accounting.
The thing I knew how to do is spend it or buy some drugs. You know what I'm saying? We learn investing and accounting. But I got my accountants from calling niggas.
Right.
I DM Rick Ross. I DM 21 Savage. I just started looking at the people who I seen who had like the right business. Bro, I done got over $100 million from labels and deals. No, not one time. Nobody still haven't told me how to pay my taxes. Nobody even never told me pay my taxes.
They don't care.
It's just I always knew from from being around, I heard people have tax problems. People don't pay their taxes to the point. I was doing it so wrong. My first tax bills was so high because I was on some hustling shit, like saving all my money. The more money I was saving, I owed the IRS more money. I didn't even know, hey, you need to be spending this money. You need to be spending it the right way so you can save it on your taxes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know none of that. And this a while ago, like whenever I started rapping 2 years from there, because I ain't pay my taxes the first 2 years.
Right.
And I've been rapping 8 years. I pay my taxes quarterly now. Like, and I still, the rappers that I meet, I be trying to tell them, but they like, it kind of going one ear out the other, but I be trying to tell them like, hey, this how you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, start when you get a check before you even get the check. Hey, declare that you get a check and try to spend the whole check on something that's write-offable, that you can turn the money and parlay the money and then pay the taxes 10 years later now.
Okay, so let's speak on some key points in this short clip of the interview. Go check out the whole interview too if you're interested in just the rapper lifestyle and just that type of thing. But we're going to talk about that specific clip and talk about the specific points that stood out to me. First one being him saying he made $100 million plus or whatever from record labels and they never spoke about taxes or accounting. Now, this can be a bias type of, and when I speak today, I'm talking about the record labels. The record labels gave him $100 million plus for his music or whatever, and they never once talked about finances. He said they never once talked about taxes or accounting and stuff like that. Now, this could be a bias perspective on if you think a record label should or shouldn't tell you about these type of things. But it's just like, as a business and as a business who want to have their rappers to continue making music and continue to, be out in the public and not be in jail because of taxes and everything like that, you would think that a record label would at least, hand off the resources to them. Not saying they got to do it for them, but at least, put them in the right direction and put them in connection with the right people to handle their accounting and their, the taxes and stuff. Especially rappers like Lil Baby, you would expect that at least. You would expect them to want to have him in compliance with the law and legality so that they could keep making music and keep making money for them. I guess they see the rappers like they're their own individual person, so they're an adult, they can make decisions on what they want to do legally and not legally. But it's just like, at least as a business standpoint, I would like to inform, for me, I would inform my rappers or my artists, this is what you need to do, so that way they not getting caught up in nothing legally, so they could keep making music, I keep making money, they keep making money, and we continue to thrive. But Lil Baby says that they didn't say nothing about him, and he actually says he had to reach out to other rappers, older rappers such as I think he said Rick Ross. So some of the older rappers, reach out to them and ask them like how were they maneuvering when it came to like their finances and also their taxes and accounting and stuff like that. And I get it how like being an artist or rapper or whatever, it is like a job. So like if someone works at the post office, the post office people not making sure that the employee filled out their tax form correctly to make sure enough tax is coming out. So it's like, yes, you do have to hold the rapper like accountable, rapper, artist, singer accountable for their actions because they are adults. But it's like, imagine you getting a huge lump sum of money at a young age, because typically artists, they get found at a younger age and they're thrown a huge lump sum of money to get signed. So imagine being super young. You're not going to be, your first thought isn't going to be, oh, let me think about taxes or let me put money aside for taxes. No, your money's going to be, oh, let me hurry up and get signed. Let me hurry up and spend this money on clothes or designer stuff or jewelry, especially depending on where you come from. If you are a rapper that's coming from a impoverished area, which a lot of rappers typically do, then you just gonna be fixated on this huge sum of money, and taxes and stuff that's not really talked about in your family or in your environment, in your school. Those are not gonna be thoughts that come to your head at first. So that's why I feel like it's kind of like an unwritten duty to the record labels to like inform the artists on these type of things, just as like a moral thing, because it's like based on previous incidents from other rappers and other artists, that that's not a thought in their head off rip to think about finances, like accounting, stuff like that. And of course, like I said, these are adults, so I get why they're not like really responsible to do these type of things. And sometimes they have, not sometimes, most times, more times than not, they have parents or at least a mother or a father, they have one of the other in their life that should be able to help them. But again, you got to remember where these rappers are coming from. So morally, I just feel like record labels should be pushing and enforcing some type of aid or help. And if you're a rapper or artist and your record label is doing that, then let us know in the comments. Like, I'm speaking in general terms based on what I see and what I've heard and the data and all that. I'm speaking on those type of terms. But if there's a record label out here that is doing that, let us know. Give them their props, give them their kudos for helping you with your finances, especially like taxes. Now, they can't necessarily tell you how to spend your money. They can't tell you like, oh, don't be buying this, don't be buying that. They can advise you some sort, in a sense, but they can't really tell you. So if you're out here buying a whole bunch of jewelry, spending all your money on jewelry and stuff like that, yeah, they can't really tell you what to do with that. But I feel like just at least pay your taxes. Like I feel like they should at least help you with that part, especially so that you can keep making them money, keep making yourself money, and just continue to be a cycle of you make money, I make money, be on good terms, and with the IRS and stuff like that. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that topic. Do you feel like since the targeted rapper that they want is someone who lived a specific lifestyle of, poverty or of illegal stuff, because that makes the music more appealing to the audience, since you're going for that specific audience, knowing that specific audience 9 times out of 10 does not know about taxes and know about they know about it because they probably see it come up people's checks, but they don't really know you should be paying like quarterly taxes, or you got to pay self-employment tax, or you should be using your money and reinvesting so you can lower your tax bill. Like, since they don't know those type of things, then do you feel like record labels should be held responsible for getting that information out to them and making sure that they pay that money? Let me know. I want to know y'all thoughts on that specific question, that scenario, because I'm just intrigued. Like, is it just me who think that record labels should be more responsible for that, or should they be taking it out before they give them the money? Should they take out the money? Well, no, because then they could use the money to reinvest in stuff. So I guess not. I don't know. It could go a lot of different ways. And just let me know y'all thoughts in the comments on if you feel like record labels should be more involved with like paying taxes for artists, rappers, that type of thing. Let me know if y'all think that they should be more involved. Let's see, who was Lil Baby signed to? He said his first 2 years he didn't pay taxes as a rapper. So let's look up on Google who, I should ask ChatGPT, but who was Lil Baby signed to in his first 2 years of rapping. So let's see if this was like a reputable record label. Or not reputable, like a big record label who you would think would especially. So AI says in his first 2 years of rapping, Lil Baby was primarily signed to Quality Control Music. He initially had a deal with YSL Records, but his mentor Young Thug advised him to switch to Quality Control. Okay, so Quality Control Music. Let's see how long Quality Control Music been around. And it's like, as I'm looking this up, I'm gonna talk to y'all. But like, it's like, hold on, okay. Quality Control Music dates. Wait, origin date. It's like as a March 2013. So they've been around. Okay, so they've been around for a long time. March 2013. That's 20. Wait, when did Lil Baby start rapping? When did Lil Baby start rapping? 2017. So they already had. And then who was signed to Quality? Who was signed to Quality Control in 2013 to 2016? Let's see who had they. Okay, so they had, so Quality Control Music, founded in 2013, signed several prominent artists between 2013 and 2016, including Migos, Lil Yachty, and Lil Baby. City Girls also joined the label during this period. Additionally, Cardi B was signed to a management deal with Quality Control around this time. So this is a reputable record label. They know stuff about accounting. They have people within their industry or whatever, within their group of people that they know that knows accounting is important. So it's like, yes, you're not specifically responsible because they're not a financial management company or nothing like that, you know. So they're not technically responsible for the finances of the rappers. But it's just like, since you know, it's a known thing that rappers and artists, they don't be paying their taxes and they end up losing money, going bankrupt because of them trying to live this glorious big lifestyle. Actually, let's name off some specific rappers. I had asked ChatGPT this earlier for this video, prepping for this video, just some rappers and some artists who had some issues when it came to finances. So some specific artists: Lauryn Hill was sentenced to 3 months in prison in 2013 for failing to pay $1 million in federal taxes. Fat Joe served 4 months in prison for tax evasion, $700K unpaid. Lil Wayne owed over $14 million in back taxes before it was paid off. DMX, he faced $1.7 million tax evasion case, sentenced to 1 year in prison. In 2018, Soulja Boy reported IRS issues tied to multiple misfilings. Tony Braxton filed bankruptcy twice, partially due to IRS debt. So it's like, these are well-known, great artists who is making these record labels a lot of money, yet they fall victim to things such as tax issues. This obviously is an issue in the artist industry, yet people don't really care. And I don't know. Y'all let me know if you're a rapper watching this. Let me know in the comments if you want me to start making some content specifically for y'all, as far as like accounting, stuff like that. I don't know if y'all, let me know if y'all even care about it. Because even in the interview, Lil Baby has stated that he be telling other artists and rappers, look, do this, do this, do this when it comes to your finances. But he said it goes in one ear, out the other for some of the artists he spoke to. So let me know in the comments, do rappers and artists, do y'all care about finances and accounting? Or do y'all feel as though like, oh, I'm going to make this money back, so it don't even matter how I'm spending or how I treat the IRS, stuff like that? Because I'm trying to tell y'all, this stuff is real life. Like, IRS is real life. Becoming broke is real life. Like, this is stuff that y'all gotta take serious. Rappers, artists, singers, people in the music industry, producers, whoever, y'all need to take accounting serious. Take financial management serious. Take tracking how much you making from shows or how much you making from what's it called, hostings at like clubs and parties, like that money has to be taxed as well. So, and has to be reported, and you had to, tell the IRS how much you made from all these different streams of income. Your streams from music, streams from not music, streams from the streaming platforms. What else? YouTube money. How else do y'all make money? Partnerships with different companies and stuff like that. Like y'all make, rappers and artists, y'all make money from a lot of different ways. Y'all can. So make sure you're tracking it. Hire someone that you can trust, an accountant, a CPA, someone that you can trust that can make keeping track of how much is coming in from all these party hostings or tours or concerts and stuff like that. They could track that, and they could track how much you're spending on your clothing, on your jewelry, on the homes and the cars and everything lavish that you're buying and all this type of stuff. Like, know how much you're spending every month. I would hate for you to work so hard and make all this money, being an artist and a rapper and all that, and lose it all and only have designer stuff to show for it. So, yes, one thing I want you to take from today, rapper watching this, or aspiring rapper, if you're aspiring and you're going to the studio, spending money at the studio to make music, write down every time you go to the studio how much you're spending at the studio. If it costs $200 per session and you're going 5 times a week, you need to be writing down every day you went to the studio how much you spent at the studio. Because even if you're not making a whole bunch of money right now off of rapping or whatever, you can use that money to offset some of your income depending on how much you spend each year on your other income. So say if you're an aspiring rapper right now and you also have a W-2 job, so you work during the day, you rap at night. If you're spending, I don't know how much studio sessions are, but if you're spending a good amount of money each year trying to build your career, you can use that to offset your W-2 income. Let's run through some numbers so that y'all can see how even if you're an aspiring rapper, meaning you haven't been signed yet, but you spending money to try to become a rapper, how that could actually help you in this current time. So let's paint a scenario and say we have a rapper and the rapper also has a W-2 job because they still got to live, they still got to pay bills. Rapping not making money yet. But they're using their W-2 job money to pay for their studio sessions or pay for producers and paying for beats and stuff like that, okay? So let's say on average their studio sessions is $300 a week. Okay, they're paying $300 a week. And I think that's like, I don't know if that's on the low or not. Y'all let me know in the comments if that's on the low side. But they're paying $300 a week for their rapping sessions. So 300 times 4, that's $1,200 a month of a business expense because you're building a business of being a rapper. That's $1,200 of a business expense of studio session time that they're spending, okay? So let's multiply that by 12. Let's say you're a real serious rapper. You out here really trying to grow your talent and your qualities, right? So you go every single month. Every single month you're spending $1,200. Okay? So 1,200 times 12. That's $14,400 that you are spending that's $14,400 of a business expense. The studio session as a business expense. That's $14,400 that you could be using to offset your W-2 income if you were tracking how much you're spending on your studio sessions. I'm gonna just stay quiet for a minute because like these are the things that rappers don't know, artists don't know, not even just rappers, artists specifically, just in general. You don't really, if you're not thinking in a business mindset, you just think like, oh, I'm just trying to, I'm just spending money to build my career or whatever, but you're not thinking in a tax point of view, an accounting point of view. This is why my book, Loose When It Gets Lost, The Ultimate Guide to Financial Stability and Lasting Business Growth, that's why you need to be getting things like this to help you along the journey of becoming a rapper. So yeah, so let's go back to our scenario, and let's say, okay, so they spent $14,400 at the studio, and then to get some beats for the year, I don't know how much beats be. I'm gonna say you spend, I don't know, $2,000. I'm gonna say you spend $2,000 on beats. So plus 14,400 plus 2,000 on a year for beats. That's $16,400 of a business expense that we paid for the year as a rapper. So we can use this $16,400 of business expenses, report our business on our taxes this upcoming year, along with our W-2 income. And this loss, basically, this $16,400 loss, can offset our W-2 income and lower our tax bill. And possibly we could get a refund for the year if we pay too much in taxes for our W-2 income, because now we have this business expense that's lowering our tax bill. So you see how you got to think of these things as an aspiring rapper and an aspiring artist so that you can get ahead in life and actually use things to your advantage, you know? So that's just one way rappers and aspiring artists can use accounting and taxes to help them. So if you're watching this video, you're a rapper or artist or aspiring or whatever, start to track your expenses. If you buying, like I said, a studio session, your producer, you got to pay for. What else do rappers buy? I don't know. Whatever rappers buy. Now, clothes is a little iffy when it comes to clothes as a rapper and an artist. I made a video about clothing and stuff like that on my page, but when it comes to clothing, we getting off on a little tangent, but I'm just going to say it. When it comes to clothes and writing off clothes, there are some stipulations. Like, yes, you are a rapper and you have to buy clothing for your shows and stuff like that. Like when you perform at maybe like a party hosting or your own concert, or if you just show up at a function and you know you're like a special guest. Yes, you're buying clothes for that specific situation, but if you can wear that outfit out and about on a regular day, then you cannot technically classify that as a business expense because it's able to be worn on an everyday basis. Now, if you got on some type of like sparkly sequence thing that you can't wear on a regular day, and it's just something that was just for that specific time or just for when you go perform and stuff like that, then yes, you then can use that as a business expense because you cannot wear that outside on a regular day. So that's just something to keep in mind when it comes to writing stuff off. Just a little tangent. But yeah, not business owners, rappers, aspiring artists, singers, dancers, whatever, make sure y'all are keeping track of your expenses, okay? So yeah, that's just something I want to add in here when it comes to rappers and stuff like that. And if y'all want more content about like how rappers can use accounting, because there's so many other ways that rappers can use accounting in their business. Because as an artist, being an artist is your business, and accounting principles and rules and stuff still apply to y'all too. Like you still can have a profit and loss statement as a rapper. You still can have a balance sheet as a rapper. Like a profit and loss statement, it shows your revenue and expenses. Your balance sheet, it shows your assets, your liabilities, and your equity and stuff like that. So these are things that still apply to y'all too. So let me know if y'all want that type of content and I will make it for y'all. So yeah, I just want to come on here as a real Gen Z accountant and speak about rapping and rappers and finances, because you don't really hear too much about it and people speaking on how serious it is. Okay, like it's really serious. Do not take it lightly at all, because the IRS will come knocking at your door. They don't care that you're a rapper or who you are. They don't care. They're still gonna come and get your money, get their money, and you still can get penalized for not paying taxes and stuff like that. And you can get penalized in the future by not making the best decisions right now as a rapper. So yes, that is all I have for y'all today. Again, let me know in the comments if y'all feel like record labels should be held more accountable when it comes to helping artists and rappers and singers and R&B singers with their finances, making sure that they paying their taxes, you know, so that they won't get in these type of situations. Or if you feel like, no, the rappers are an adult, they can make their own decisions in life. That's not the record label's job. So if they want to not pay taxes and stuff like that, like no one's telling business owners, I guess you could look at it like that, like no one's telling business owners to pay their taxes and all that. So why do celebrities have to get reminded? I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all opinions and y'all feelings in the comments down below. I will look forward to knowing y'all opinions. And yes, so that's all I have for y'all in this video. Oh, actually, it's not all. Sitting back here, I should have spoke about this a little bit more in the video, but if you are an aspiring rapper or artist or whatever, you can check out my book, Loose Money Gets Lost, The Ultimate Guide to Financial Stability and Lasting Business Growth, to help you to make better financial decisions and how to become your own accountant so that you will not end up in situations where you're not paying taxes or you're spending all your money and you're wondering where it went. All you gotta do is check out my book. Link down below in the description is the ebook and the physical copy on Amazon. So yes, go ahead, check it out. I made it just for y'all and other business owners because I really understand firsthand what it's like to make some money and spend it without me thinking. So yeah, go ahead and check out my book, link in the description down below. So now that's all I have for y'all today in this video. If you learned something new, let me know down below in the comments, and I will see y'all in next week's video. Peace.